Behind me is Beak Hills, where I camped last night. I'm heading north to rejoin the Cleveland Way for what will be day 3 on this trek. The longest one on the trail as well, 21 miles. And at the end of it, I'm looking at wild camping, because if I was to use the campsites available, today would be like 28 miles long. That's just a bit too much for me. And then tomorrow would be only 12 miles, so I'm trying to go about halfway. So 21 miles today, should be 18 tomorrow, all going according to plan. But in terms of how I'm feeling about that, yeah, the anxiety and the uncertainties are quite high. But for the morning I should be alright. I've got somewhere in mind actually. As I've been saying, I'm taking this trail one day at a time as it comes, so I'll deal with that this afternoon. It's about 9:30 now. It's probably going to take me 9 hours to get there. Would have left earlier ideally, but I'm a bit slow packing away. As for the campsite itself, yeah, £4 a night, can't complain. Hot water, showers, I had space to myself again, which was really nice. A pretty poor night's sleep, to be honest, but that's because it was windy all through the night. It's more settled right now this morning, thankfully, but I pitched my tent a bit awkwardly and it was flapping in my face and all sorts, so yeah, it's my own fault really. But trying to be kind to myself. I had a good long 11 hours rest in the tent, which makes a huge difference. So last night I came down from Kringle Moor up there, and now this morning I began going up, I think it's White Hill. I did see another solo walker up here, heading this way about 10 minutes ago. I wonder if that could be Alex, who I met yesterday. And if it is, I might catch him quite soon, I reckon. I'd be keen to know where he stopped last night and where he's going today. It's out of interest really. So I reckon over there might be Middlesbrough somewhere. And then Roseberry Topping is right there. I'll pass that this afternoon. Bit of a false summit here though. And it's so still this morning. Very slightly chilly. Not even a breeze so far. A nice change to yesterday. You can see my route going up again fairly soon, then all the way along that ridge over there. But the views here are just stunning, even back towards this valley. I also feel a few drops of rain coming down at the minute, which is a bit concerning. I think the forecast I saw was saying definitely get light rain tonight and tomorrow morning. If it stays like this, then it's fine, but if it gets heavy, I'm going to be quite concerned about carrying on. That's not the first plane I've seen this last 2 days. Approaching the campsite yesterday, I saw like a fighter jet go flying past, roaring through the air in the same area. Now to me just now looked more like a bomber or something. So I guess they're on training exercises in this local area. And before that I saw a crazy trail runner go past me. I think I recognise from Instagram. I think his name's Jamie. I can't think what his username is on there, but I've seen him in other people's photos. He looks familiar anyway. Just crossed the road at Clay Bank, having done 2 or 3 ascents already and descents. Now doing another one. It's only just gone, well, it's about 10:30 now, so that's 1 hour mark on this day. Probably got 8 hours to go walking, so hopefully it will soon level out for a bit at least. There's a bench right here I could use, but still got a long way to go up. That's more like it. Still to go on. There is one more hill to come ahead of me. For the moment, this path kind of levels out for a bit, which is quite welcome. Off to my right, I can see this very distinct mast. I spent the last 3 days circumnavigating that. I'm not quite sure what it's for. It's not a phone signal, I can tell you that. I had nothing last night in the campsite. For navigation on this walk, I'm using one of these Harvey's waterproof maps. They're lightweight, minimalist, really good for national trails where the waymark is pretty good anyway. So that's where I camped last night, marked on there number 2. I'm currently walking along the red line in this direction. As a guy was saying to me yesterday when he saw it, he goes, "Oh, that's a canny little map, that is." I said, "Yeah, handy that is. It weighs nothing and it's waterproof." But I normally use these. I recommend them for national trails. This is the kind of moorland walking that I enjoy. It's elevated, open. I can see where I'm going and the path I'm following. If you look around here, it is pretty bleak and barren. It's just gorse and all kind of vegetation everywhere. If not for this man-made path, it'd be a real challenge to cross this land. You can imagine again that people have been walking here for quite some time, initially making it their own with footsteps, and then National Park authorities have come in to maintain it and reinforce it with stone and aggregate. It's also nice being off that limestone walkway I was on earlier. It's like in the Peak District. It's all to do with preventing erosion and maintaining these rights of way. But being on the dirt again is quite refreshing. I am wearing fairly minimalist shoes. These are my Topo Athletic running shoes. They're in a kind of barefoot style. They've got a wide toe box, wider than most normal shoes, with good space for your big toe. They've also got a 3mm drop from the heel to your forefoot, whereas most other shoes have 8mm or a lot more. The idea being that you're better connected to the ground and you're allowed to walk as your body intends to walk, as we've evolved basically. I'm not a big fan of modern shoes today. They force your heels to rise up, and that causes all sorts of issues with your lower back and all sorts, and your spine, and also the toe box as well. Forcing your toes to squash together is not great for your stability and balance. It's not natural. I really wish they'd stop doing that. One downside to these shoes, apart from the fact they are bright red, is the fact that they are not waterproof at all. They are running shoes, as I mentioned, but they are lightweight. They've got a decent Vibram sole on them for grip and traction. But I am today, for the first time this week, wearing waterproof socks. I've got the Bridgedale waterproof socks on. It's a good series of warnings here about, well, you've got the fire risk, you've got bogs, ticks, all kinds of ticks available on this moorland, and then adders. The ones here are poisonous apparently. The trig point just there on Round Hill. I'm not sure if I can get to it though because there's a lot of gorse in the way. The height would be 454 meters above sea level. So it's pretty high up. Although saying that, it's a kind of a path here. I can probably use this. Yeah, let's go. Here we go. Trig in the bag. Right, I could stop here. It is 11:10. I want to carry on a bit further, go down the hill out this wind hopefully, and get to my 2-hour mark as usual. This path now almost resembles an old tramway, slightly elevated and raised. It looks well made. Wonder what it was used for. I'm now approaching the turning point for today's walk. I've been going east so far. I'm going to turn north fairly soon, but I'm going to stop first, have something to eat, I think. This is my ration bag, my daily ration bag for this walk. I've got a larger quantity inside the main pack. I've got mostly like breakfast bars, flapjacks, stuff I panic bought in Lidl last week, and as per last time I got a tortilla wrap with some squeezy cheese in a tube for lunchtime. Not overly filling, but eating this stuff over a 6-hour period, over 2 hours, Seems to work fairly well for me. I've also got some Kendal mint cake for the emergencies. I've saved it so far for these 3 days, but I've also got in my bag some emergency wine gums. I had 2 of those this morning, first thing, because I was getting quite tired and trying to get going, but yeah, they're still there so far. I'm now fully waterproofed up, jacket, trousers, even the rain cover on the rucksack. The rain's not even drizzle right now, but I'm not sure what lays ahead. I've got no phone signal here, so I can't check the forecast. It feels like it's being blown in from the east. It's more like a spray if anything, but fingers crossed. I've still got 14 miles or so to go. Yeah, this must be Blowworth Crossing. And if you look, it's a crossway of 4 paths. It does look very much like an old railway route. And there are still some railway lines on them. Where am I? North York Moors today, but they're not. I haven't quite reached those yet. They're near the coast, as far as I recall. And I'm going this way, towards Kildale, which is the halfway point today. As I walk north along this track, I'm walking somewhat parallel to the Pennine Way. And with that in mind, I want to give a shout out to Anthony Johnson, who's doing the Pennine Way as I do this walk. I think he started 3 days before I started, so he's probably by now, hopefully, getting towards leaving the Peak District and going towards Yorkshire Dales. I hope so anyway. But by the time you see this video on YouTube, he'll be long done and finished. You can see for yourself how he's doing or how he did. But he was struggling when I saw the first 2 videos that he was struggling with plantar fasciitis in his feet. Hopefully it's no longer a hindrance and making good progress ahead. And this morning I've covered most of all that ridge. Yeah, it came down here somewhere. And we're carrying on north towards Battersby Moor. We've also got several small enclosures here. Each one is numbered 7, 8, 9. The ones I've just seen. I'm not sure what their purpose once was. Maybe it was again to do with that railway idea. I'm not too sure. I can see the shark's fin of Roseberry Topping far ahead of me. Well, it seems closer now than it was 2 hours ago. It was barely moving at all. I've been thinking lots about the letter I opened last night from Sid. I mean, each day I look forward to reading the next one, seeing what she has to say. It's almost like carrying on our usual conversations we do almost daily at home. I'm always alone on this trail, but never lonely. Well, I cannot get tired of this view. But as you can see, the cloud and mist is taking over the valley slowly. It's still a very light rain where I am. Coming in from the east, where the coast will be. Just ploughing on a bit, head down. Trying to get down towards Kildale. Up on the hill there I can just see Captain Cook's monument, which I'm hoping to get to around lunchtime, but I might be ambitious, so it's currently 12:30. Got 1 hour to go till my intended stop time every 2 hours. It's gone 1:30 now. It's about 20 minutes to 2. I'm still not near the monuments, so it's been quite a long walk on this road down towards Kildale. I'm almost there now. Probably going to stop when I find somewhere down here, have some food, refuel, then get back up on the hill for the second half of the walk. Come through Kildale, pass underneath the railway line. There's a station in Kildale as well. I'll have lunch fairly soon. I'll just get off this road first. Well, that hill, really unwelcome. Oh, Christ. So that was lunch beside a very windy Captain Cook's monument. Captain James Cook, in fact. A very late lunch at 2:30. I'm probably a good hour's walk from Roseberry Topping now. I'm not sure as yet whether I'm going to do it or just bypass it. 7 or 8k to get to the intended camp area. So what's that? 5, no more than 6 miles in total. That sounds pretty good. My feet are quite sore actually, more than I realised earlier. I'll try and tend to them later on. Oh, this wind is a bit bitter now. Legs are fine today though, they've recovered. This morning I walked along most of those hills there. The monument I had lunch by is just over here. Out on this track, gradually going towards Roseberry Topping. It's going to be a long way down, along, up, then back down, along and back up. But it is part of the official national trail. It's got to be done, right? But it feels much higher to me. This is apparently 320 meters above sea level. Roseberry Topping, trig in the bag, hill done. Now it's time to almost head back east, get back on track and then towards the woods I have in mind. Look around this hill now and the surrounding hills I walked earlier. They're all covered in cloud and clag. I'm going a bit further east over there. Yeah, going to be interesting. It's not even drizzly still, but I think the worst will come tomorrow. All the way back down these steps, then up that side. But the woods are only sort of 3 kilometers away, so I should be there within the hour. It's good to get there early. It's about 4:10 now. I can scout the place out, find somewhere to camp, find somewhere to get some water hopefully as well. I can just about see the sea on the horizon, so I'm pretty sure heading up that way tomorrow, near Saltburn by the sea. It's now 7:10. I spent probably a good hour or so walking around these woods trying to find the perfect campsite, and some water as well. I got the water for my tea this evening anyway, and I managed to pitch up, but I'm just soaked. The rain's not been heavy, but it's been constant, and it got worse as I was pitching up, of course. So for the time being, I've got the outer up, and I'll try and do the inning if I get a break. Yeah, I'm going to try and cook my dinner first. That's quite important right now. It'll keep me warm, get me fueled for tomorrow and help me sleep better. I'm not too despondent, I'm not defeated. I think doing the recent wild camp on the Quantock Hills really gave me some confidence today. Yeah, but I'll speak to you again later on probably. I've got some puddle water on the go for my dinner. That's all I can get from this water filter. I think it's packed up. I've had it for 3 years. Supposed to change the filter every 2 years. I haven't done that. But even then, going for a 2-minute rolling boil here, and that's still looking pretty brown, so I may not go down this route. I might just bin that and eat some more snacks and try and get some food tomorrow. Other concerns going to be finding water, but I'm going towards a town in the morning, so I might have to buy something in there. Yeah, good times. So my tent is up, so to speak. The inner tent is far from how it should be. I pegged out 3 of the 5 points and I can't be asked for the rest. It's just not stopped raining, and the forecast now is throwing heavy rain all night, so at least tomorrow's looking a bit drier until they change their minds. I'm kind of fully dressed, ready for bed. In my bag, it's about, what time is it? 8:15. This is actually quite late for me going to bed when I'm camping on this trail. I've had a few of my emergency wine gums for dinner, and that's about it really. Like I was saying, I'm going to try and find something tomorrow morning when I get over towards the town. I think it's Saltburn by the sea I'm aiming for eventually, where I join the coast. And before that I pass through, is it Skelton? I'm not too sure, but there is a small place before there. Probably 2 hours walk away from here. It's not unimaginable, it's not impossible, but it might be necessary. Anyway, I'm going to read my letter, I might read my book, I might just go to bed, to be honest. Thank you very much for watching. I'm trying to stay positive with things. It's been a bit of a shit night, to be honest. Yeah, but I'll see you tomorrow on a drier day, and take care until then.